This episode of Rain Stories is sponsored by DoorDash. Got you delivered. DoorDash. Hello and welcome to Sponsoring Rain Stories. I'm Shane.
There we go.
Okay. Are you gonna put it like on top right here?
Okay.
Or...
Alrighty. So we should be live now. No technical difficulty there originally. Okay. We are gonna keep it going. I believe everybody can see that all right. Sorry, guys. Why is this? Hang on, guys. I gotta get this. For some reason, it keeps kicking me out. There we go. Okay. Now, Micah, don't let that shut off. So we're trying to do here is we want to get just the stone looking as symmetrical as possible. Oops, tell Mom yes. We're gonna kind of get this backing. Try and get it nice and flush. What we're gonna try and do is see that little lip there. We may not try and take that out. I think we flattened her out pretty good. What I do want to do is get rid of some of these sharper edges. So I'm going to put a bezel on it. These darker stones are kind of harder to see. I'm just gonna go slow and slow. So I think what I'm gonna do is just add some facets all around the edges here. Kind of see I put a bezel around her. That's where the most meat is. So let's go ahead and add a really low nice consistent facet right there. About where I want it. Now we're gonna do the same thing on this side. And kind of the same thing on this side. Bring this in just slightly. What we're trying to do is get those facets on this to kind of match up. The angles aren't quite there yet. We're slowly but surely creeping in on them. Not quite matching is about here. I'm gonna add one facet right here. Heck yeah. Getting some pretty dimension out of it now. Now, is this gonna be perfect? Probably not. Now, I'm doing facets all by hand. Normally people have thousands of dollars, I should say, instruments that do this for them. Okay? And so I'm doing this all by hand, all by feel. What the stone wants, what it doesn't want. So is it gonna be perfect? The answer is no. Are all my angles gonna be exactly the same? No. But doing it by hand, it's an art. It's a little harder to be absolutely precise. But that's kind of the fun. The artistry in it, you know. Consider me a gem painter. What I am gonna do is creep in on this side just a little. Makes my feel goods feel a little bit better. Okay. And I think that's a decent shape. Let's go to pre-polish. I give this bevel one last good touch. Really don't want those sides to crack on me. What do you think, guys? Oh, you know what? Getting a little caught up. Because I haven't even been watching. I'm an idiot sometimes. Now what I'm doing is a little tricky because I'm trying to put a rounded tabletop on angled facets. So to round that off, but also keep those harder lines to give it dimension is harder than it looks. Don't forget to like, comment, share, you know, if you haven't already. Are a little bit of symmetry issues I'm having right here on these two edges. So I'm gonna look at this for a second. I think the best thing that I could do in my situation is maybe round that off just slightly, seeing that the other two are pretty much there. See if I can square this side up right here. So I may hit this actually with this guy again. Kind of lower that just slightly. I think that kind of brought it in. Kind of see, that's the design we're going for. A rounded tabletop with some faceted edges. Just trying to keep symmetry. Try and get it to look as even as possible. I think we're doing a pretty good job right now. I want to chase after this corner right there slightly. I'm gonna hit this guy right here too. Really just trying to do my best to make sure that these facets look mostly even. And again, my hand's a little bit more challenging. I personally don't know, apart from big rocks, too many jewelers that try and facet by hand. There's a reason for it, you know. It's significantly more, it's just more challenging. But this is how they used to do it back in the old days, before they had all the fancy equipment and technology. Okay, we're gonna move over to polish now. Let me get you guys resituated here. Give me a second. But we're in the home stretch now. So let's take a vote. You know, W's in the chat, basically. Is this going to be a note or a dope stone? Make sure we get this all leveled out. my light. We'll screw it back down later. All right. I turn the water off on this side. You guys tell me, do you like this wider angle or do you like it up close a little bit more? Okay, let's jump on in, guys. And when you're doing really tiny acute areas, like these bevels, it really doesn't take long, and even opal itself, it really doesn't take that long to get them all polished. It's just making sure that as you're polishing, you don't go too crazy to where you round off all of your beautiful facets you've worked on. The opal doesn't take too long to get polished up. It's a fairly soft stone in terms of gemstones. The challenge is keeping all of these in hand. I'm going to check out the front side. Looks like we're needing a little bit more polish all around on this front side. Light pressure, you don't need much. A very soft stone. You get carried away pretty quick. Now I'm going to try and polish up the what I consider the table. Dry her off and take a look. Take a look at the back. Okay, I think we worked out almost everything we needed to there. And I think, dry it out one more time, I think the front side is looking pretty good too on the first stage of polish. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna move my my lighting over this way. picking some of this up, so I'm gonna move my light over here so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay. All right, I think there's a lot more light now. I should be able to see pretty nice. Get this light out of the way a little bit. One spot right here. Right there, we got a hit. Looks like it's kind of a low spot. I probably did it. You know, the thing that I like about this the most, to be honest, is you never really, you don't necessarily know exactly how it's going to turn out. You kind of have to make adjustments on the fly and just do your best. And so let me move your camera. I'm moving stages here. You know, and you just can't be afraid to mess up. A lot of the time, the messing up is what teaches you. Starting to feel a little bit more glassy in the hand. Still feel like my lighting is off. You know what? I have an idea. Give me a second. You know, I'm learning even how to stream all this crap. And so, you know, sometimes I don't necessarily know what my lighting should look like or shouldn't, but I just had this kind of idea. I need to raise my light bar up a little bit. Okay. Now let's see if that picks up some of those. Oh. Some of those lows. Did that help or make it worse, guys? Looks like we need to do some more polishing there and on this edge. I was more specifically referring to the lighting, if the lighting feels better now. We're at the tricky part where it's kind of hard to hang on to it. Aaron, as the moderator, can you set up a poll? I'm not gonna lie, guys, that is just coming out so beautiful. It's like we need a little bit more right on the crown. Okay, we can see right on the top there. That guy needs to be a little bit more. But I feel like that dullness is mostly just because we need to go to higher grit final polish. So I'm gonna get this guy rolled off a little bit. Brilliant. Guys, it'd mean a lot. I know you probably have already, but like, comment, share. Share as often as you can. I'm a small channel, just trying to grow. Not trying to make necessarily a career out of this, just more want to be able to show as many people as I can this really cool hobby of mine. And it's fun. Get that in focus. Get some better lighting. It's the constant struggle around here. Lighting. Never-ending battle. Okay, let's take a look. That's her all dry. I think we got her really good. I'm gonna hit the crown just a little bit on the right hand side, and then we're gonna stick it in the cesium. But I think it came out really pretty, guys. What do you think? Okay. Office O2B, what's your name? Don't give me a fake one. Know what I'm saying? No fake names. Now I remind you, these gems, these garnets, these opals, they're hydrophane. And so they will suck up water. And so they look pretty transparent now. But as they dry out, they'll start to get a lot of those dark blues and purples to come back. A gem this size shouldn't take more than about a day to dry out. Okay, this is the scary part, because the cesium kind of likes to grab. And I've had very, very beautiful, hard to make gems get chucked across the room. And we ain't trying to do that with this guy. Ugh. It's kind of scary. But it doesn't take much. And this just gives it the cesium. Let me bring you over here. Do a little camera exchange. Move my lighting over. So the cesium pretty much makes it like really high polished glass. It just really intensifies and brings out what we call luster. Oh, sorry, I moved you. Not very good at this yet. I'm getting there. So what this will do is just, this gem, it'll just really make it very glass-like, just high finish. You gotta be careful because it can heat up your gem. Like I was saying, it brings out a luster that you just won't see any other way. Let's go to this finishing pad. This is the part that I'm most nervous about right now. This is when it likes to catch. Ooh. Alright, let me do these tiny little facets. I think I did the back side, but I'm just going to do it again. Just in case. Yeah, I did do the back. I remember this anxiety of this stone. Ooh, you see that? And it checked it. Fortunately, got some nice water that caught it. Okay, let's dry this off and see if we've got a winner or if I wasted my time. Oh man. Oh man, this is pretty. Woo-wee. It came out gorgeous. Okay, I'm excited to show you guys this. Give me a second to get my lighting set up. Look at, it's too dark. Okay, hang on. Let me, trying to give you guys a nice, good look at this gem, but the camera doesn't want to quite focus. There we go. Look at how gorgeous that came out, everyone. Beautiful facets. Absolute stunning luster. You know, for cutting this by hand, I'm proud of that gem. She's gorgeous. Okay, let's move on to the next. I'm gonna say enjoy the ducks. You know, get you guys set back up. I know my camera work could use some work. Again, just keep in mind, this is only my third time live streaming. Eventually I'll have a nice routine. Get my lights moved back into place. Now let's get this. Let's get this gem back on film here. Look at that beautiful, beautiful opal. It looks like. Oh, there's an inclusion in there, which is okay. But it just came out wonderful, guys. That really did. All right, you guys be the judge. Do I cut another one? Or do I leave it? Got about an hour. Got maybe one more hour in me of live streaming. Okay. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, everybody, and I will be right back. Enjoy the beautiful sounds of my domain. Alright, we're gonna full send on this guy. There we go. I was able just to break that one loose. Okay, well, I'm a little nervous. There's a crack right there. So, I mean, that's gonna be on the underside. But let's jump in. You know what I'm saying? Let's jump right in, baby. I think I want to go for a small square cut on this guy. I think I can do it. It'll be a little tricky, but I think we're going to be able to pull this off. Ooh, and there's that piece. There was that crack I already knew was there, but it came off. It's reassessed. I don't think it changed our outcome that much. I still think we'll be okay. Yeah, I can chase that in. If I can get a hold of it. There we go. I always forget to put you guys a little bit more this side because I tend to drift while I'm looking at the stone. So I apologize. What we really want to do is kind of dial in the shape. We really want to try and get it about the shape that we want before we start adding any facets. It's looking decent. It's still not quite symmetrical. A nice crystal in here. But we're closing in close. It's mostly this side and that tip. So we're gonna just barely come in. And I always overshoot the water. So I'm gonna turn this water down. Don't need that much water. Okay. Now let's reassess. Now looking at this, that looks pretty much even in my eye. Maybe a little bit more off the top here. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit the bottom facets first. Okay, and we'll probably start on this side. Actually, let's see. Let's go on this side. Kind of figure out where we want the facets to be. And we're gonna take, with how small this is, little chunks of meat off at a time. Okay. Let's look at it. Okay, we've developed a facet. A little steeper than I wanted. Now we're gonna rotate it. I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna come in. If I can hold it. Okay, we're starting to get that bottom facet in, if you see that. Now we're gonna rotate her. And same thing. Gonna go in. Same thing, kind of go in. Okay, look at that. We're not half bad. So we've got our 4 square dimensions there. We still have our, you can see on the sides, still have a decent bevel. So now it's just a matter of bringing these facets in so that they kind of match. And that they look even with each other. A little bit more on this side. Change my angle slightly. Okay, let's take a look at that. So we've got our bottom facet ready to go. Okay, now I'm gonna come in and I'm not doing anything too crazy on the top. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that everything looks nice and even on each side, maybe true it up. Boom, 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 boom. A little bit more. If I can get it. Okay, and now I'm gonna put just a slight facet on top. And I want to be as slow and as consistent as I can. Now I'm going to come and do the same thing on this side. And I'm sorry if this is kind of hard to see. I mean, this is a tiny stone. Okay, you want to toss it there. One more. Okay. Now we are out of square a little bit. So it looks like we need to come in on this side just slightly. Do that again. Slightly. This side. Now we're going to kind of even this space out. It looks like it's gotten away from us just a little bit. Making sure everything's nice and even. Nice and flat. No, we're still a little high on this side. And you come in and it's looking better to me. Now we need to come back in with those facets on the sides. This one kind of lost itself. As even as you can. What I'm trying to accomplish with this tiny stone is just uniformity. Trying to get those top facets just to kind of look even, you know? No point in doing all this work if you don't at least try and get it right. And I'm just slowly kind of blocking those those facets in until it looks a lot like that. Now check this out, guys. And that's gorgeous. Come on now. Come on now. Let's double check these edges. Make sure we've got a nice clean edge. Boom, not much. Boom, not much. Rotator. Rotator fifth. Boom. Okay, let's go over to pre-polish. Everything's looking pretty. May have hit that edge a little too tight. Hang on, guys. A little bit more on this side. Let's go over to polish. Take a look at this tiny little, this is an opal, and we have faceted all of this by hand, the old school method, little square cut, diamond shape. We don't need no fancy equipment around here. Okay, moving on to the next. And just wait, this is pretty see-through because it's taken on a lot of water, this opal, but wait till it's dry. It'll be absolutely amazing. So we're hitting up pre-polish. And again, you don't need much on pre-polish. The stone is already so small. We're really just trying to get those grooves from the diamond stone out, which on a stone this small just doesn't really take any time at all. Get that facet. Boom. 3, 4. Okay, I'm gonna hit the The sides here, these ones will be a little hard. One. Light pressure. We're not trying to change the shape. Just trying to get those scratches off. And now I need to do the tabletop. Okay, now I'm gonna dry it off and double check. But I think we're good. Heck yeah. Look at that thing. Oh, I do need to do the bevels. I do need to do the bevels. Everything's looking golden to me. We're gonna move over to polish. Here's the part that kind of stinks for me because lighting's always off, but we'll do our best. We'll see what we can do here, everyone. Okay, let me move this camera for you guys. These little itty bitty teeny tiny stones. They just really don't need much polishing. Just doesn't take that long. Okay, that's my favorite one. I don't like it to take long. I want it to be quick and fast. Let's analyze this stone here. It's looking decent. I don't see any obvious scratches, deep scratches. Oh, whoo! Almost dropped that guy. Easy to drop these little stones though, that's for sure. I mean, share this with a friend if you think this is impressive. This is, to do it, to hand facet something this small. I mean, believe me when I say it's challenging. Aaron, the moderator, get this over to that Papa Sasquatch guy. Let's get him seeing how I do these so small. And dry this off just a bit. So small, I love it. That's what she said. Okay. Look how tiny that little faceted gem is. Doing it all by hand. You could call it semi-primitive. Ain't no fancy expensive machines here. Okay, I think she's ready to move on to the next stage. Now, I don't know why, but this wheel, this white one in particular, you're about to see, it literally just squeals. Okay, let's jump in. Let's jump in. Hit those top facets first. Now there is a material technically getting removed on these, you could say, polish wheels. If you're not careful, you can affect the overall shape of the stone. If you go too ham. Hit this tabletop real quick, guys. Look at the bezels. Now on these little tiny stones, I have, not very often, but I have burned through my fingers before. Not paying attention, not being careful, and then all of a sudden, like, ow! Sure enough. It usually doesn't happen on the polish pads. When it does happen, it's on the diamond stone. And it doesn't really hurt. It just kind of feels almost like a burn. And then just a little bit of blood comes out. But truth be told, there's probably not too many people that are crazy enough to cut these gems so small. You know? Okay, now we're gonna go over to polish. That's coming out beautiful, everyone. Gorge to the ish. Gorge to the ish. All right, let's go over to the pink. Pink's my favorite color. It really, really is. Just my camera. I'll get this guy in. Oh, I might not be able to use this guy. No, I'll just lose him for right now. Okay, we're just about done. Let's get it rolling. Turn this water down. Let's start with the faucets. Try and keep it consistent here. Tell you right now, it's already done. Rotate it. Rotate it. We'll go back up on the tabletop. Okay. Let's drop down into the bezels. I can hang on to it. And then one more. Let me rotate this freaking camera. Always, always, always. Okay guys, I think that is the stone. I'm gonna give her a really good dry. A really good drying. I think she's done, guys. Should be done. Beautiful. Awesome. Amazing. I think that's it, everybody. Take a look at this. Now you can still see some fire in it, full of water. Now we just got to let her dry and let that beautiful luster come back. Alrighty, stand by. I'll be right back, everyone. Intermission. Alright. I am back, y'all. Back, y'all. Back, y'all. She's dry. She's cute. That's an opal diamond right there. Let's get her drying. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. I don't know if you remember that other one we were doing. As she starts to dry out, look at how beautiful this is coming out. My gosh, I'm good at this. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, everybody. Look at the luster in this guy. And can you believe that? Can you believe that?
Oh, it's great. I know who's watching. That phone, Mom, the upstairs TV in your room, and the computer.
Wonderful.
That's cray though. I love that.
Alright, we're gonna end the live stream.